Hey everyone. I'm holding up two fingers right now. Right, that's two fingers, and they're doing air quotes. And I guess I'll try and, so I'm trying to add some legitimacy to this being an actual person here, to try and make this real for people, because I don't really want to show my face. I don't really want to give my name. I never got involved in any of this for anything but the desire to die, and now I'm kind of waving my hand around. I'm filming horizontally because when you film vertically, like this, people get mad. So, I mean, you can't see my face and you don't know my name. Someone might be able to figure both out anyway, especially government. They've done that with me before when knowing nothing about me aside from this. So, I mean, you can figure it out if you have the tools at your disposal. But the only reason I ever got engaged in the whole assisted suicide discussion thing, I'll keep a show going on here so it's not just a blue wall the whole time. The only reason I got engaged in the assisted suicide thing was because I wanted to die, right? I wanted to die. I have multiple suicide attempts under my belt. It's a really weird thing to experience and survive repeatedly because the first time I tried, I always thought prior to that, and I was like, why do people ever bitch about, oh, I want to die? And well, it's just go do it. If you want to die, just go do it. Just go to the store, get a bunch of Advil, get a prescription for T3s, stock it up, fart it all back, you're out of here. No, it's not that easy, unfortunately, right? It really, it unhinges you as a person, it really does, once you figure out that easy out we all think exists isn't actually real for most people, because things go wrong, especially if you're doing like a self-poisoning thing, that there's different chemistries. I think that's part of the reason doctors are afraid to get involved in assisted suicide, because they went to school, they know everything. And in my case, and in the case of Adam Meyer Clayton and a lot of other people in the system, they don't know what's going on and they don't want to admit it because they're supposed to be the gods in society. And when it comes to assisted suicide, if they mess it up and someone survives, who's the idiot? The doctor that did it, right? And if the doctor doesn't do it, if because they're putting up this show of they don't want to get involved for moral reasons, religious reasons, the Hippocratic Oath, and if they use the Hippocratic Oath as a reason, that's BS, because the people that invented the Hippocratic Oath also invented the term for assisted suicide, and that's the Greeks. So if they can do euthanasia and the Hippocratic Oath, then modern doctors sure as hell can, right? Like, it's just excuses on excuses, and it's partially a power thing. They don't want to give up whatever it is they think they have. Partially a fear of failure thing, like I just went into there. And it's partially money, because if you got someone who's got, chronic health issues, such as myself, I don't want to go into too much detail because I don't want to give too much of my person away. But if you got someone who's got chronic health issues, and you can say they have the right to get assisted suicide from their own volition, not having to go through anything from their doctor. It's supposed to be their person asking for it. And if they want it, they get it. What do you think makes more money for the medical system? Someone who says, I want assisted suicide because I got these chronic health problems and I'm sick of it, and they spend $40 on, Nembutal or whatever to OD, and they're dead, just like that. Or they go, I got these chronic health issues, and the doctor goes, okay, I'm going to make you live with it so say you're 20, which is when this started for me. So let's say you're 20 and you go all the way to 70, 75, 80. That's 50, 55, 60 years, going average life expectancy here. Because even with chronic health issues, you can live a long time. Not a good life, but you can live a long life. And, that's filling prescriptions, that's scans that'll show nothing, that's physio that'll never do nothing. That's all this money going to the medical system, keeping these people rich and employed and creating more jobs as more people need these systems. That's taxpayer money going to people for these things that are totally unnecessary. Because if you got someone like me, because I'm not saying everyone in a position like mine would do this, right? Not everybody is going to want to die, even if they have chronic health issues. But people like me, who are just like, you know what? I had a really good youth. Things are looking good as an adult because I was intelligent. Or, at least people told me I was intelligent. I've never really totally bought into that, because if I was intelligent, why am I in this position? And my position is, I used to be homeless. I'm not anymore. But it's always kind of on the fence of it, because I don't make money. I get given money from the government, taken from people like people watching this, who pay taxes to the government to give some of that money to people like me who don't want to live. Because what am I getting out of life? So getting back to it, if you look at someone like, and I'm bringing this up because Adam Meyer Clayton, when I was reading about his stuff, it's very similar to mine. A healthy guy who's actually really messed up, health wise. And I was like that, like as I was looking at it, and he used to post on Reddit. I remember I talked to him a little bit early last year before C14 went out, because he was looking at going to his doctor during that window where you could go to the court, because according to the SCC ruling, there wasn't an actual law yet. And he was excited because he was like, well, the liberals are going to miss the deadline here, so I'm going to be able to get my assisted suicide. And I was like, I don't know, man. Like, I think they're kind of like, it sounds paranoid, but it's like, I think they're kind of intentionally letting the ball drop here just to dangle some hope up there before they snatch it away. Because they're government. Like, people forget sometimes, but what is assisted suicide to the government, right? It's not about compassion. Like, whatever we as people want to think it is, we're their crop. They're the farmer. What are we? We're their crop. We're their cattle. Like it or not, that's what we are. So assisted suicide to these people, the government, it's not about compassion. It's not about medical care. It's about money. So if letting some people with terminal, and votes too, but mostly money, because the people that have the most money are going to have the most swing with government. And a lot of those people in our society are going to be, pharmaceutical companies and whatnot, because they're going to be lobbying for all this shit, because they don't want to give up their position in a society, because they just sit there. So many people are sick. They have all these people coming to the top of the pyramid saying, we're sick, we need help. And some of these people want to die, but then would be psychiatry and just medicine in general saying, we hold the keys to all these lives, and we're just going to throw some of it away and lose this and our seat. Why would they do that? Do you know how rare, how crazy it is to be born and inherit a position like that? Most people's lives are total garbage. When it comes down to it, you can come up with religious reasons, sanctity of life, whatever you want. But at the core of it, most people that are born into this life have terrible existences. They're living paycheck to paycheck. If they're lucky,